You need to know how to effectively communicate the threats that you and your team are dealing with to executive leadership, right? The higher ups, the managers, because what you will realize in cybersecurity and IT is that the top level, they don't want to hear about the nitty gritty technical. Oh, we have this threat, this vulnerability, this CVE just came out. We need to patch this and that. We got some SMB vulnerabilities. Oh, our VMware infrastructure is vulnerable to privilege escalation. And these exploits are happening. That stuff doesn't necessarily trigger the same reaction for them as it does for us. And it's not inherently a bad thing, is that folks at those higher levels in the hierarchy, they have a different job responsibility, right? They are thinking business. How do we get the business to keep running, to function? How do we get the money flowing, the budget, this and that, right? Their job is to worry about that stuff. Your job is to worry about the nitty gritty vulnerability stuff, right? The actual cybersecurity stuff. So you need to learn how to bridge that gap when you're communicating the threats that you're seeing on a day-to-day basis. You need to learn how to communicate that to the leadership team above, right? So you're not going to go to them and say, "Hey, this CVE just popped. We really need to patch our infrastructure like today. It has to be done by tomorrow." No, you need to tell them, "Hey, right now it's extremely possible that someone's going to be able to break into our systems and steal the data, sensitive files, financial data, whatever it is." You need to know how to communicate that stuff to that leadership. Okay. That's how you are going to get the support and the reaction that you are looking for. Okay. So again, I'm tying this all back to soft skills, knowing how to communicate, knowing how to play the game. Even if you're dealing in GRC, governance, risk, and compliance, right? If you are in the nitty gritty of that, going to your leadership and saying, "Hey, we have access control issues. So and so is not supposed to be able to access this system. It's not in their job function, least privilege, least functionality, all this stuff," right? That's not necessarily going to trigger the response that you're looking for. You're going to realize that what you need to be saying is, "Hey, if an auditor comes and finds out that so and so has this a level of access and we can't justify it, and we are going to fail an assessment or we're going to get fined X amount of money," right? That's the kind of stuff that you need to learn how to communicate to the higher ups. And that's how you're going to garner the support. That's how you're going to get the attention that you are looking for, the attention that's going to help you do your job. So yeah, guys,